Hey
guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to Bitches in the Breakroom.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Caitlyn.
And we're your favorite hair bitches.
That's
Yay.
us. How you doing?
Well, I feel like we always start our episodes with applause.
I know.
I live for the applause.
I really
love
do.
to.
Have you ever gotten laser hair removal?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Paige has.
Oh yeah, we go to the same place.
Okay,
well, never mind. I can't really talk to you about this because you don't get it.
Oh,
but I had.
Well, I'm curious.
I had a session this morning on my upper lip because you know your girl has a mustache, and that shit really hurt today. Like I was in tears.
Really?
Like and I had to take the dogs to get groomed after, and I didn't realize that my mascara was literally like down to there. So I was talking to the groomer.
I didn't realize it was painful.
Well, let me see your hair. Do you even have arm hair?
Yeah, it's small hair. It's blonde.
Oh my god. It wouldn't hurt you.
I was a natural blonde.
Wow, it must be nice. I've got some dark ass hair growing out of my body.
Dark, coarse hair.
Yeah.
My leg hair is coarse.
I doubt it. After seeing that arm hair.
This is 3 days.
If my hair looked like that, I literally would never shave.
Well, when it gets
it.
Honey, when it's long.
Okay, show me when it's long.
Okay.
But it wouldn't hurt you like ever because you have thin, cute little blonde hair. Yeah, kind of like Paige. So that's probably why Paige can handle it. It feels like someone's letting go of rubber bands that are on fire. Yeah, so it's great. Yeah.
Beauty is pain.
I know.
Beauty is pain for real.
And it was like I think my 6th or 7th session today. So hopefully we're wrapping up pretty soon. Most people would be done by now.
Really? So does it just keep growing back until it doesn't?
It it'll start growing back kind of patchy and then like way thinner. And then it'll take longer because like I'm also doing my underarms and I can go like 3 weeks and it's like nothing.
Can you do that on your bikini area?
Oh, you can go anywhere. That would probably hurt because I mean those are coarser.
Totally.
But yeah, but you have to make sure it's someone who has a good machine. Yeah. Because I did go somewhere like 5 years ago and I did 9 sessions on my underarms and I didn't notice a damn thing. And now I'm on like I said 6 or 7 and it's like almost gone.
Whoa.
So it depends on the machine. But anyway, yeah, I was in pain this morning big time.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sounds terrible.
Well, I got to do what
It'll be worth it.
Hopefully.
A lot of people, now that you mentioned a mustache,
check it out.
Keep talking about it.
Alyson just like zooms in.
Just zooms in on the mustache. Check it out. Edits a mustache on it. I feel like I have like little like peach fuzz ish, but like a lot of people talk about like they like shave.
You again like you have nothing though.
But I've never. I didn't realize that was a thing. Like,
well, you don't need to. I think it's people who have darker hair.
Okay.
Like you see mine. Like, okay, hello. Ew. Okay. But I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like Sierra was like, you should like get rid of that.
Like
for
people
the wedding,
go in with like
literally
like a razor on their whole face, and like I it's supposed to make like makeup application better or something like that, but like
smoother.
Yeah, but I'm like
lighter, brighter. But again, like you have light hair. Like I don't think you would really.
I don't think the problem is the hair on my face. The problem is the acne. I don't like that.
That could probably make you have worse acne.
I think so too. Like the
I did it once and I hated it, and I hate how I felt growing back in. Like I felt like I had like a 5 o'clock shadow. Yeah, I was like, don't touch me, Casey.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna fuck with it.
No, you're good. You've been blessed with cute little hair. So.
Yeah, it's such a blessing to have fine.
This is the only place where I like having my
hair's the same hair. Up top as it is everywhere else.
Yeah,
fine, thin, flat.
Anyway, yeah. So laser hair removal.
Try
it sometime.
God, your rings look awesome.
Oh, thank you.
I like how they stack. They look good.
I do. I like just wearing one ring, but it's fine. This will do.
Yeah.
Like I like it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know.
Wow.
You're also wearing 2 different socks.
I always wear 2 different socks. I almost never have matching socks
bothering me.
unless I wear like higher socks that I'm showing.
Okay.
You know, like when I wear like sneakers with some high socks, like those won't match.
Okay.
But other than that, like the dryer eats socks, I think. Yeah. I'd be losing them and I'm just like, whatever. Like this morning specifically, I was looking for socks and I was like, ugh! I just got over it and I was like, fuck it. And I grabbed whichever
She's wearing a brown sock and then a green sock with little cats on it. Cute. Whatever.
Thanks.
And
I'm a little.
And people can see, but it's fine. No, I'm saying like with your shoes.
Oh,
it's not hidden, so
yeah.
Whatever.
It's
cute. I just noticed. I noticed the little things.
Yeah. You know? A lot of people notice that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Anyways.
What are we chatting about today?
So we've gotten a lot of commentary on cosmetology school and growing as a new stylist, being a baby stylist, growing clientele, all that good stuff. So I think it's time that we unpack that.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of newer stylists, younger stylists out here who want our input.
Yeah.
So,
and I am a younger stylist also. So,
me too. Yeah, so sorry about the last YouTube. If you guys watch on YouTube, our camera was not focusing at all. Well, it would
and then it wouldn't.
2 episodes from this one.
Yeah.
We were having a hard time, and it was one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, so that's really frustrating.
It's really sad. But we're good now. So if you're watching on YouTube, you're welcome. We fixed the problem.
We fixed it.
And if you're not watching on YouTube, you should, because I don't know, when you listen to podcasts, do you watch on YouTube?
It depends, but I feel like I really only listen to podcasts when I have a drive, so I feel like I listen more than I watch.
What about when you're getting ready in the morning? Music,
yeah.
Oh.
I need music blasting in my ears when I wake up in the morning. It gets me out of bed. Like sometimes I can't get out of bed and I'll connect to my speaker, start blasting some music, and I'm like, yeah.
What?
Woo, I'm ready now.
Literally before you get out of bed?
Yeah, it gets me up.
Wow.
I love music.
I mean, I can see that. You guys, when me and Courtney went behind the chair, I was in shock with the amount of energy that this bitch woke up with. I mean, I was a little hungover. But you woke up
cracking accents,
chirping, like doing all these sounds, and I was literally dead in the bed, not moving.
She's laying here, like hand on her head, just like this, and I'm like making random like
the entire time. I was like, oh fuck my life right now.
That's why I don't like when people stay the night with me. I don't like people having to stay the night with me because A, I talk in my sleep. B, I wake up wired. Like I wake up
That's why I'm
wired.
surprised that you need music to get you out of bed.
Well, I know, but sometimes it's like my body is tired but my brain is up.
Okay.
But the music, it's like I can't not move once the music is playing.
What about like when you're cleaning? Do you listen to music too, or?
Yeah, I listen to music when I do everything.
Oh, okay. So it depends on the mood, but I'm almost always, like, I would say 70% podcast.
Whoa.
And it's always on YouTube. I never, for some reason, go on Spotify because I like to look. I don't like silence. I like to feel like I'm not alone. So I think the music, or I'm sorry, the podcasting helps. And I can glance over and be like, oh, they're still there. Hey.
I'll listen to podcasts when I have a migraine and I don't feel like having my eyes open and I can't read or watch TV. So, like, listen to it then.
And you have a migraine.
Yeah, it's like when I need to be entertained, but, like, I can't have my eyes open.
Okay. All right. I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm in the car.
Choice. Yeah.
Yeah, when I have nothing else. I'll watch, like, the Brittany Broski's podcast. I like watching hers because she's just one of the most effortlessly
I've never even
funny.
heard of that before.
Dude, she's so
Brittany
funny.
Broski?
Brittany Broski.
Is that her real last name?
I don't know.
Oh. Because if it is, that's a badass.
I have no idea.
Broski.
She's hilarious, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, yeah. Long car rides. I definitely listen to podcasts.
I watch ours.
I do listen to ours.
I like to watch myself often. So I like to watch my podcasts.
Yeah, when I'm uploading it, I will just watch it. Just make sure.
Yeah.
I like how I sound it and stuff.
Yeah.
But I get embarrassed because when Casey comes around, I'm like,
I'm not watching myself.
Yeah, what? What do you mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so when do you guys listen to podcasts? Are you like me where silence eats away at you and you need to listen to people talking? Or are you like Court when it's only like on special occasions, long car rides? What's your vibe?
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments below.
So anyways, being a baby stylist.
Sorry, a little tangent about that.
A little backtracking.
Yeah, baby stylists.
I feel like we should start with like cosmetology school because that's like the babiest of baby stylists.
Goo.
Yeah.
Maybe
just some like advice
for like all the girlies who maybe are, well, like if you're in cosmetology school, just started out, you're probably feeling really excited, right?
Yeah, like I feel like I was really excited when I first started.
I was excited, and then I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be a long journey, even though it's not in the grand scheme of things. But like when you start to see your day to day and what it's gonna consist of, and then realizing that you're not getting paid, then you're like, oh, so this
and when you need 1,500 hours and you realize you're only getting like 35 to 40 hours a week, you're like, whoa, 1,500 is a lot of hours. So it's a lot of hours.
I think the one thing that I always tell people when they ask me for advice and they're in cosmetology school and they're struggling, I just always tell them, like, remind yourself why you started. You have to like consistently remind yourself of that, or else it's so easy to be like, the hell with this, moving on to something else. This isn't cosmetology school is so many things, and we touched on it kind of in the other episode, but I think it's so important, like when you're having a bad day, be like, okay, why did I come here? Okay, let me get remotivated and like, I don't know, to push through. I feel like I told you that.
I would text Caitlyn when I was in hair school having like my worst days, and I would just be like, dude, you need to talk some sense into me right now, because I'm about at my wit's end. Like, I cannot do this today. I don't know how I'm supposed to make it another 1,000 hours. I don't know how I'm supposed to make it another 750 hours. I don't know how, like, it's so much time, so much work. And you really don't have time to do much of anything else. Like,
yeah, because it's like a job.
It's a job, but you're not getting paid.
Yeah, which sucks.
And that's the thing for me too, is I don't have an issue showing up to work and doing the same thing. You know, like I was grateful. So my second hair school that I went to, they felt really bad for what I had been through in my previous hair school. And so they kind of just let me do my thing. They knew that I already had a salon set up for me. So most of my clients were blonding clients, which is because I knew I was going to be doing that. And I would like walk in, take my balayage client of that day, and then there wasn't enough time for me to take anything because we would get out at like 4:30. So I'd finish at like, I mean, I was really slow. Like, you think I'm slow now? I was really slow.
Wait, what time did you start?
I would probably take my first client at 10.
Okay.
Yeah. So it would be from like 10 to like 3 probably with one client. And then I would just sit there for an hour and a half, like losing my mind.
Court, I'm so sorry.
You're good.
Guys here. I'm sorry. Hold on.
But yeah, I would have my client finish that, and then I would have like an hour and a half to basically do nothing. I was done with the book portion of it. I was done with, like, I literally had nothing left school-wise. So I would just kind of sit there, and I just had to be there.
And it makes time go by so slow.
So slow. And on days that I, like, wouldn't have a client, which, like, again, I was really grateful. I have been living in the area that I went to hair school at my entire life. So getting a client base in hair school wasn't hard. But there was, like, maybe, like, one day every other week that I just didn't have any clients at all. And those days were so hard for me to go, because it was like, at least when I had a client, they would tip me at least. Some of them wouldn't, but like, you know, they would tip me, so it was like, that's a little bit more motivating, whatever. But really just not having like money to motivate me to go there, or not even having like the creative outlet to motivate me to go there. It's like, if you're going knowing you're not doing something that you're excited about and you're not getting paid, it's hell. Like, it was so hard to push through. I really hit such a low point. And for anyone in hair school, like, try your best, try your absolute hardest to just keep your mental health intact, because I definitely hit my lowest point when I was in hair school. I was making the least amount of money. I had the least amount of free time. I had the least amount of energy. it's hard. Like, it is really hard to get through, but I was really blessed to have the girls at the salon constantly being like, remotivate yourself. Caitlyn would be like, scroll through Instagram, watch some reels, watch some hair YouTube videos, like, re-inspire yourself, remind yourself why you're doing it. And I would sit there and I would scroll through until someone would scream at me for being on my phone. But, like, it was like it's a good reminder. Like, it's good to stay inspired. Also, I feel like making content inspires me too.
Yeah.
Even now in the career, like, when I get burnt out.
It just keeps it fun. Sometimes it burns you out even more, but sometimes it keeps it fun. Yeah. Were you in hair school, like, would you look at how many hours you had left constantly? Like, the way you worded that earlier, you were like, oh, I have 300, 700 hours. Like, were you looking at that a lot?
Well, they would, like, post it up on the at my second hair school. My first hair school, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. That wasn't a hair school.
Yeah,
that wasn't a hair school. So anytime from this episode going forward, I'm talking about my second hair school. They would post on the board every week. It was like you had like a number, and like your number was tracked with like your grade and your hours.
And they put that on the board?
Yeah, but they didn't. You didn't know who. Like, it was a number, not a name. So like they assigned you a number, and like it was mainly for like making sure that you know you're good with attendance, because like my second school was pretty lax, but it was like you just have to maintain at least 85% attendance. So it was really mainly just to keep an eye on like what your attendance percentage is, I guess.
Well, I was just wondering because I never really looked at my hours.
Yeah. I only
like
really
the end. I was like, oh shit, okay.
Towards the last probably 3 months, I was looking every single week. I'd be like, oh, okay. And also because I did get kind of put behind with the like transfer break that I had, so I was like constantly trying to be on my hours so I could also let you know where I was at. Yeah, because we also needed to like schedule that. So
staying motivated through it all. Making content is a good one as a cosmetology student, because I feel like not everyone is in a great area where they're getting like the kind of clients that they want to see, or they're just new to the area and they don't have a lot of clients, so there is a lot of downtime. I think scrolling through Instagram, find a good YouTube channel about hair, become a member of there's so much education out there right now that like you can literally advance yourself so much just in hair school with looking at hair education. I mean, that's what I would do.
You can like subscribe to different education platforms for like $20.
There's so much. Look at different reels that you want to create. And honestly, like one thing that I wish, and I'm not trying to like brag, but it was very rare for me to not have a client, just because I went kind of crazy just advertising, and I grew up here basically too, so I had a lot of my people from high school that are still my clients to this day. That kept me busy. But I do wish that I almost did have a little bit more downtime in hair school to do more mannequin work, which is like
I feel like I never had time to do mannequin work ever.
But that's what I'm saying, like people who do have more downtime, like take advantage of that and just fucking chop her hair off, like do a bunch of stuff, because I felt like I couldn't really do that with my clients coming in, even though I knew it was in hair school. I just like felt the pressure of like, okay, well, like
it's a person.
It's a person, and like I just couldn't play around, and I wish I would have learned more about doing a stacked haircut or like a pixie, or just like even men's cuts. Like I was just didn't have time to do it. So I think with the time that you do have, just take advantage of it and like know that you're new and like explore. I mean, I don't know, I think in hair school that's the biggest thing. Like make sure you're exploring and like giving yourself the chance to be a student. I think for so many people in hair school, they want to just go right away, and it's like embarrassing to be a cosmetology student. It's embarrassing not to know how to do something, and I feel like soak it in while you can, because once you're out, then it's really going to be embarrassing if you don't know how to do something. Definitely. So I don't know, play the part of being a student.
I definitely put a lot of pressure on myself when I was in cosmetology school, because I was good at doing what I was doing. Like I was good at doing balayage. I mean, not good like I am now, but like you
had the foundation.
Like I felt like I was good at it, and my clients left happy. And so I felt a lot of pressure to like constantly meet my own expectations, because I was like, oh, like I just slayed this client's hair, and like my first ever balayage slayed, you know, like I was like, wow, I slayed that. Now I have to live up to that every time, and I put so much pressure on myself that I like felt like I couldn't just be a student sometimes. Like I was like, I can't just like, I can't fuck someone's hair up. Like it was so intense for me. And I also think it was because the schools that I attended also knew that I felt like they almost didn't want to help me as much, because they like saw that my clients were leaving like with good hair. But it was like, that's all I mean, when I was doing blonding, yeah, but that was it. But that's just because I worked in a blonding salon previously. Like I didn't, if they gave me a haircut, like I would literally be like, I don't know how to do this. Like I literally need you to come help me. And they would just like do it for me basically. And I'd be like, okay, like, you know, it's, I mean, like,
at least they knew how to do cuts.
That's true.
It sucks when you're in a cosmetology school and the teachers don't really know how to do hair. I mean, I'm not even kidding. They would come up to me and like ask me questions. I'm like, why am I paying all this money?
Literally
asking me why I'm doing what I'm doing. But yeah, so I think just stay motivated. Let yourself be a sponge, especially in hair school. I think always, as a baby stylist, all the way until being a more seasoned stylist, like being a sponge is so important. Don't ever let yourself stop being a sponge, because once you stop learning and like telling yourself that you know everything, that's when things are going to go downhill.
I love like when my girls are processing, and granted, I'm not even a full year behind the chair yet, so I'm still very much in sponge mode, but I like when my girls are processing, I'll just like walk over and like watch someone foil. I'll just like hang out. Like sometimes you'll be like, what's up? And I'm like, just hanging out.
Yeah.
Like,
well, sometimes I say that too, because I feel like my clients are like,
yeah, I know.
So I'm like, let me just let them know that she's not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I'm just.
But like even Rach still does that. And Rach has been doing hair for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And she'll still come over and watch, and I'm just like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'll walk over whenever I can, and I'm just like, what are you doing? But I feel like it's different for me, because people are like, why are you standing here? I can't, God forbid I go up to Sierra.
Oh my gosh.
Every time. You guys, Sierra's back today from maternity leave. I'm so excited. But every time I walk over, I'm literally just watching what she's doing, because I feel like me and her work very similar. And she'll be like, what are you doing? Get away from me. And I'm like, I'm just watching. She's like, no, like, am I doing something wrong? I'm like, no. I'm just like, I'm allowed to like want to learn too.
I know. Every time you come and like stand behind me, and like there was one time, it wasn't even that long ago, you were like, I'm gonna come hang out, like I haven't watched you in a while. And I was like,
why? Well, I think that day you were like, is there anything specific? Why did you do that? I was like, no, I was just watching.
No, like and that's fine. Like that's totally fine. But when it's you doing it, I'm like, did someone say something? Like, does she think that I'm doing something wrong? Like I'll like triple guess. I will fumble to grab my foils. Like I'm like, and like the second you walk away, I'm like, foiling like normal, you know,
back to where I was.
Back to the grind.
Well, and then I feel like it makes clients feel weird too, so it's kind of annoying for me, because they're probably like, why is the boss standing here? Like, does my girl know what she's doing?
Right.
But sometimes I just want to.
I know.
Let me live.
Yeah.
Any more advice for like cosmetology?
Try to work at a hair salon when you can while you're in hair school.
Yeah.
And if you're at a cosmetology school that offers like getting some hours outside of school, you should definitely do that.
Oh God, yes, do that 1,000%.
Like there were mornings where I was not motivated at all, and I would
I forgot that you did that.
Yeah, there were mornings I was like really not motivated, and I was like, I'm just gonna go to the salon, and I would just like come and like assist or like just watch, or you know.
Was that the second school that let you do that? That's incredible. Yeah, you guys, if you're in cosmetology school, it is so worth asking if you can get hours outside of the salon. Do they call it something? Apprentice?
It's like apprentice. Yeah, it's like I think it was apprentice hours or something like that.
Yeah, look into that, because they'll give you X amount, and instead of going to school, you can go to a salon and get your hours, and I swear to you will learn so much more in like the 50 hours than you did the entire time in hair school.
And as we're talking about like assisting associate programs, stuff like that, I think a really big red flag to keep your eye out for, because I didn't experience this. I was assisting and learning a lot with the way that I was assisting you.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of places that will basically have you on as free labor and not in like a educational way. It's like I had a lot of, I wouldn't call them friends, but like peers in hair school who were doing like an associate program at a salon while they were in hair school, but it wasn't educational. It was like they were sweeping and like cleaning, and it's like you're not going to learn anything if like all you're doing is cleaning. You know what I mean? Like try to find an associate's program that like allows you to watch the stylists, and like obviously not like putting your hands in their hair, but like ask shadowing questions. Yeah, like just like ask like why did you rinse then, or like why did you use this toner, why did you formulate this way. Like I would always, even like I would ask you all the time, even when I first started here behind the chair, like I'd be like, why did you tone with that?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like what was your motivation?
Take advantage of your whatever kind of program you're in.
Be annoying about asking questions, whatever.
Yeah, and anyone who finds it annoying, you're not in the right place.
For real.
Like it shouldn't be annoying.
Because even as grown, seasoned stylists, people will talk about toners. You know, like really, you would use GB there? Like I wouldn't have used that. You know, like
I would take advantage of that, because I know in hair school toning is probably I think toning and then cutting are the two biggest things that everyone's like, it's not clicking. So I think take advantage of that if you do like a assisting program or whatever.
Definitely.
And really get a grasp on like the color wheel and formulas and the why behind everything. Always ask why you're toning with this.
Yes.
And one day it will literally just click.
Yes.
Like one day you'll just be like, oh, I get it now. I don't have much more for hair school. I mean, I'm sure I do.
Just keep to yourself, honestly. Just keep to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't get involved in because there's such a variety
hair school is
of people.
clicky.
There's such a variety of people in hair school. There's different age groups. There's people who
they're for different things.
Yeah, like people want to do different things afterwards, whatever. So many different kinds of people in hair school. Just do you. Like if someone comes up to you and is like, guess what, blah blah blah, just be like, I'm really not interested. Like I would do that all the time. People would be like, oh my god, guess what this bitch said, and I'm like, I really don't care. I don't mean this to be mean. I don't care.
I would listen.
I'd
be like, what? And then I would not get involved, but
I didn't want to.
But I didn't talk to anyone in hair school, and I think it made my hair school really long and boring, because I'm very shy if I don't have someone that I know with me. Like I will literally just not talk.
Yeah, I was really grateful for Ferris.
But you're not shy at all.
No, I'm not shy at all.
You're very easy to. You make friends so easily.
Yeah, but I don't. I'm gonna say something really. It's gonna sound really shitty. I have enough friends. I don't need to keep adding more. Like, that's just sort of my mentality. It's like when I was going to hair school, I was like, I literally have enough friends. So like, I'm not here to make friends, respectfully.
And yet you came out with.
And then Ferris is literally my best friend. I'm really good friends with Gianna still. Like, yeah. I don't. But that was not my choice. Ferris literally, first day I'm there. First day I'm at my new school. This your hair Instagram? And she's like pulling up my hair Instagram. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want to do my hair today? I was like, okay. Yeah. She's like, yeah, I don't trust anyone else to do it. I'm like, okay. Like, what do you want? She's like, just some teasy lights. I'm like, okay. Yeah. Like, sure.
Yeah. But you're just I just feel like you're more approachable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a compliment.
That's cool. Yeah.
It's a compliment.
That's cool.
Moving on to maybe baby stylists who have just graduated hair school, and you're feeling maybe intimidated, or you're feeling imposter syndrome, or you're feeling like, what the fuck is next? We've got some advice for you. I will kind of go first, I guess. I think, and I don't know who I heard say this about something else, but I think a really important question to ask yourself as a baby stylist is, how do you want to get to your end goal? Are you someone who wants to take a bus there and just like take your time, enjoy the ride? You're not really like dying to like be at a certain point. Or are you someone who wants to take a Ferrari and get there and like put in the work? Like what kind of work ethic do you have? Because you need to recognize that right from the start. And there's not a right or wrong, but you need to figure out which lane you're going to be in. Are you in the fast lane or in the slow lane? Because that's going to determine everything. Like, that's going to be your foundation, is your work ethic as a baby stylist. And then that'll determine what kind of salon you want to go to, what route you want to take. And that just really stuck with me, because when I heard someone say that, and it wasn't even about hair, I don't even know what they were talking about, but I compared it to hair. And I am someone who wants to be in the Ferrari, not because it's bougie, because that is another reason I want to be in it, but I'm in it because I am like all or nothing. I want to get to where I want to be, and I'm not afraid to put in the work. I am not scared to work a lot of hours. I'm not afraid to. Crazy.
Not scared of work?
I know it's hard to believe, but I am someone who wants to get there fast. Like, if I have a goal, I'm like, okay, how am I? I'm very, very aggressive. And that is a question that I ask people when I'm hiring them. I'm like, what's your work ethic like? Because if someone is telling me, again, there's no right or wrong, but the kind of salon that I have here is, I know, like, once I bring someone on, I can make someone a lot of money. I mean, I'm the fast lane. If you want to start working here, this is the fast lane, but just know you're going to be working your ass off when you're here, kind of thing. And again, if you're someone who wants to be in the bus, enjoy the ride, a little more relaxed, good for you. Yeah. But you have to find the salon that's like that. And then you have to, like, understand your work ethic, because if you don't realize your work ethic, things can get really ugly. Because if you're someone, let's say, who wants to take the bus and enjoy it, but then you start comparing yourself to someone who's taking the Ferrari there, you're going to create such a bad image for yourself. Yeah. Because you're going to start comparing to someone who has a completely different work ethic. And there's not one that's right over the other. It's just, that's when jealousy happens. That's when just maybe, like, feeling like you're not doing good enough. So, yeah, I don't know. I think as a baby stylist, figure out which lane you want to be in. There's not a right or wrong one. Yeah. There really isn't. Yeah. You just have to realize that and recognize it. That way you can respect your work ethic.
Definitely. That's really good advice. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
I think that's great advice. Your personality, your work ethic. That's all. I mean, are you a naturally ambitious person, or would you rather, like, are you just doing this because you like doing it? Like, there's no wrong thing.
How do you feel less anxious? Like, do you feel less anxious comfortable when you're, like, taking it easy and, like, that's your comfort zone? Or do you feel less anxious when you're, like, going and you're not worrying about, like, having slower time? So really recognize your work ethic as a baby stylist, and then the rest kind of unfolds.
Yeah. And we've talked about this before too, with, like, interviewing salons back when you're going to apply for salons or you're looking for jobs. You can, like, mention when you're interviewing, like, what's the kind of work environment here? Like, is this a very fast-paced environment? Is it more creative? Like, how many clients do people typically see a day? What's my timeline? I think figuring out the specifics of what you're getting into is also really important too, because, like, I knew exactly what I was getting into. I knew exactly what I was signing up for, and I'm that kind of person. Like, I like to, like, float and, like, take my time with my clients, but, like, within reason. You know what I mean? Like, I'll push my client 30 minutes, whatever, like, no biggie. But like, I knew I was getting into, I don't want to say, like, a hustle environment, but kind of
a more aggressive salon.
Yeah.
I feel like,
it's like you're getting these clients done and you're slaying them and you're doing it well. Like, I knew I was getting into that, so I knew I needed to put that work in to be qualified to be here. Like, I knew when I was in hair school, I was gonna try to find extra education online. I was going to ask as many questions with the girls here as possible. I was going to look at shit when I'm not even supposed to be, like, in school. Like, I'm outside of school and I'm still trying to learn, like, taking notes, asking questions, just, like, I was like, I'm going to perfect this. I'm going to do it well, because that's the environment that I'm going to be working in, and I want to
prepare yourself.
I want to prepare myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I think also as, like, a baby stylist, continue being a sponge. I know I said that already, but, like, be a sponge and do continuing education. Even now, I've been doing hair for 5 years. I still am always looking for continuing education. Even if it's something that I already know or someone does it very similar to me, there's always, no one does it exactly like how you do it. So you're always going to pick up something. So just don't get stagnant. I feel like, and this is again like a different conversation because it's commission versus booth and being in a suite, but I feel like when I was in a suite, and maybe not everyone's like this, but I have heard it's so easy to feel stagnant because you're like by yourself and you feel like, okay, I'm in my groove kind of thing. And I feel like when I was in my own suite room, whatever it was, I felt like it was harder to get inspired. And I had to really push myself to find education. So just, I don't know, just make sure that you're being nice to yourself and like allowing yourself to get education, even though you've been doing this forever, even though you have a full clientele and you're like producing bomb ass hair, you can always learn something new.
Yeah. I mean, we still do classes. All the girls here have been going for like, I want to say around 5 years. I feel like everyone here's been doing hair for about 5 years.
Yeah, ish.
I'm like approaching one. But like all of you guys are still just as eager about education as I am.
You have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as a baby stylist, maybe instill that. Like the education never stops.
Never.
Trends are always changing. It's like never ending. Like what this year, it's like the butterfly trend and the copper, and like copper for me is something that I don't do a lot. So like I'm always looking for education on that. And then next year it'll be something else.
Yeah. And when you find that you're comfortable in an area, like think about what your weaknesses are and start like, okay, like I've got this portion perfected. Like what is my weakness and what do I need to focus on? It was like when I first started here and I was assisting taking models and not like a full-blown stylist, I came in with Kate. She was like, how are you feeling? Like, what do you feel good at? What do you feel, like you need more work on? And I was constantly like, cuts. Like, I want to watch when you cut. I would tell the girls in the salon, I'd be like, pull me when you're doing this cut. And like, Sierra would come up to me, Paige would come up. They'd be like, hey, I'm about to do this, like more round layers if you want to come watch. Or like, I'm about to do curtain bangs with like some connecting pieces if you want to watch. Like, whatever. It's like, I made it clear that like, this is my weakness and this is what I want the most help on and the most guidance on. That's what I want to be a sponge for. Like I'm comfortable with the foils. I'm comfortable with the toning. Now I want
get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because, and I've told you that I love that about you. Like, I just feel like you didn't shy away from that. And it's so easy to shy away from something that is intimidating. And when
you're like not good at it.
But and also, like, when you told me that you didn't feel comfortable with, like, the layers and face frame, I literally forced you to do it.
I was, like, shaking.
But the thing is, like, I forced you, but you also forced yourself because, like, you would, like, I would hear her, like, with her model clients, and she's like, do you want to try layers today? And I know that you were like, fuck my life. She was shaking the whole time doing it. Like, she literally hated it, but, like, now you're amazing at it. And there's still, like... You're not perfect at it, but like you still will grab me for certain things.
For
but
sure.
I love that. Like I think that is so important. Is like to be able to push yourself. Like do not let being a baby stylist hold you back.
It's not embarrassing. Like it's not embarrassing at all. Like if you're not here, I'm grabbing someone else to come help. Like especially with bangs. Bangs is still my weakness. I'm not ashamed of that. Bangs is still my weakness.
Bangs are intimidating though, because you're right there.
You're right in your face.
And they're watching you.
Yep.
You know? So, I mean, sometimes I'm like, close your eyes.
Yes.
Even if that hair won't get in their eyes. I'm like, just close your eyes, because I don't like when someone's like this.
Yeah.
Watching me.
Well, it's like I've had Rachel before where I'm like, can you just come watch me do this cut and like interrupt me in some way if I'm about to do something weird. It's like I feel like at this point I know how to do this specific thing, but will you just like watch me and like maybe like say something to me before I do it if I'm like doing something you wouldn't have done. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Yeah.
I love that. So yeah, just
know your strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, and embrace it and like just do your continuing education. Be aware of your timing. I know as a new stylist, like you have to get comfortable in timing, and it's a new thing.
Yeah.
And the more repetition, the faster you'll get. But just be aware of it, because you really don't want to be foiling someone for hours and hours, because at this point you're trying to build a clientele and no one wants to sit there for 7 hours. I mean, they really don't. So you have to be really aware and know that you're going to be slower, but don't let yourself get lost in it either. Yeah. So be aware of your timing. Yeah. Because that is, you'll lose clients, unfortunately, especially just starting out, when they've been somewhere and it took them 3 hours and now they're with you 5 hours. Totally. So just be mindful of it.
And as a baby stylist, I think the biggest advice that I can offer for client retention is just honesty. I think honesty is so important. Being transparent with your clients is so important. 9 times, like, I have had clients who they wouldn't have said something about not liking something about their hair, but like, I'm transparently going to be like, I feel like this didn't turn out the way we wanted it to. Like, do you agree? Or do you know? And they'll like hop on, you know, and it's like, obviously within reason, but it's like, if I know it's like a toning thing, you know, like it literally just happened this week. A girl, her toner went a little bit too dark. She wasn't going to say anything about it, but I was like, I feel like this went a little bit darker than our goal was. Like, do you feel like this is too dark or do you like this? She's like, it is a little bit too dark. I'm like, okay, yeah, totally. Go home and wash it when, like, in a few days, let me know how it. No, but it's such an easy way to build a good relationship and a level of trust with a client. It's like, obviously I'm not going to like point out every little thing that I don't like, you know, like whatever. But when it's like something like that, where it's like, I know they're going to see it, like, and I see it too. Like, I'm going to say it. I'm not going to like shy away from it. Like, I'm going to say it because like I'm holding myself accountable as well. I think that's such a good way. Like, I think one thing I'm very proud of as a new stylist is my retention. Like, I all of my clients pre-book. Like, there have, I think, maybe been 3 who just like, we weren't a good fit. Because
you're comfortable with someone, one, telling you if they're not liking something, but you're comfortable in your own skill set to know if something's not right. And I think it's the foundation. Like, you have to have that if you're a baby stylist, you have to implement these things now, or else you're going to create, I don't want to say a toxic stylist in yourself, but you're going to create maybe a not approachable one. So be okay with, like, just like what you were saying, like, tell your clients, like, if you're not loving something, like, they appreciate that, but like, start that now, because that'll just create such a good relationship between you and your clients. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so important to have that foundation of, like, almost like being humble with yourself and being like, instead of being like, oh, they didn't like this, whatever, like, she's gonna have to go somewhere else, or I know she didn't like that, and letting them leave. Like, be like, oh no, I know that she doesn't like that, let's talk about it. I don't know, I think it's game so plan. Important.
Like, is this something we can address now? Do you have time now? Do you want to spend time now? Or is this something like you want to come in next week? Or is this something that you're okay with living with this and we can talk about your next session? Like, now that we know each other's language, like, let's talk more next session. Like, now we know,
because that's how you build a clientele. And I think that's kind of how I want to close this, is like how to build a clientele, right? Because that's what every new baby stylist wants to know. And I think it's just a mixture of things. I think it's your personality, staying professional, like showing your personality, but not crossing the line of professionalism. I think it's communication, being upfront with the pricing, being upfront with the time that it's going to take, and being upfront when you do like something or when you don't, right? I think that's really important as a baby stylist. And then advertising for yourself, and I don't know, putting yourself out there. You have to do social media. We talked about it in the episode before this, but you have to do social media as a baby stylist, because that's the only way you're going to get your name out there.
Facebook pages. I did that when I was first starting, because I had easy clientele for hair school. It was dirt cheap. Like, coming here, I was like, oh, I don't know how many of my hair school clients are going to follow me. A lot of you guys did, and I love you. But I was like, I don't know how I'm going to build my own clientele here. Like, it's not like I have to build an entire clientele because I work at a commission salon where clients are booked for me. But I do want to pull in my own clients as well. Like, I don't want it to, like, I want to keep my clients, and But I would post on a Facebook page like, hey, like I'm starting out at this salon in Wake Forest and I'm offering like 30% off right now, like for the first 2 months, like Texas salon if you want to book with me, whatever. I mean, I don't know if everyone has the confidence for this, but like when I would go out, I would like see a girl with like grown out roots and I'd be like, do you need your hair done? Like
that again is your not shy personality. Yeah, I could never do that. Yeah, even now. Yeah, I just can't do it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
But if you're like Court, I mean, shit, do it. Might as well. Why not?
Yeah.
Live your truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Building clientele, it's just one of those things where you have to have all the things that we're talking about. You really do. Like,
if you give your client a good experience, they're gonna want their friends to see you too. Like, their friends are gonna be like, "Dang, your hair looks good," and they're gonna have nothing but amazing things to say about you. I have like 2 full friend groups. They all see me.
Same.
Yeah. And I love them. They're awesome. I'm like, you guys built my clientele for me.
And tell them, like, do you love your hair? Like, post on your story.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
Free advertisement. Be good about taking photos. You can't just half-ass the photos. I'm sorry. You can't just post a photo and not edit it at all.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to sharpen it. You have to do something to like
make sure the backdrop is satisfying too, like,
because that's what you're showcasing. Because I feel like there's so many stylists that do amazing work and they're not capturing it. So develop a skill set for photography. Because
find a way to like engage your clients with the experience too. Like when you're taking photos of them, like gas them up. Like that is one of my favorite things. I love when I'm taking pictures or videos of people's hair and I'm like, oh my god, you look so hot, and they're like, they start like smiling, they start blushing, then the photo's even better. It's even better, and then they feel involved, and then they're like, can you send me those pics? I want to post them, like, because they like felt so good while you were doing it. Like, include them in it. Don't just be like, down to the left, okay, cool, like be like, dang girl, look at you, you know, make them feel good. Like, everyone wants to feel good, come on.
Yeah, I have to remind myself to do that. I mean, I will, but I'm very like, okay, down to the left, to the right, chin up, smile. Okay, you look so cute. But like, I'm very like,
yeah.
But I think gassing them up, even at the end of the appointment, is a big deal. God, there's so many different like tips on how to build a clientele. Yeah. But I hope some of those are insight on cosmetology students and baby stylists help you guys in some way. And if there's anything else that we didn't go over, because I'm sure there's like 100 different things that we can talk about just on this subject, let us know like what questions you have. If you're in cosmetology school, if you just started out, like we want to help you in any way and give any input that we can.
Community, not competition.
Amen. Yep. So
awesome.
We love you guys.
We love you. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Bitches in the Breakroom.
My Instagram is Caitlyn Caban Hair.
Mine is Courtney Cab Hair.
And we love you, Biddy, so much.
We love you.
Bye.